Okay, I'll start now. So thank you guys for coming. So title is VIM, and I'll be having this VIM sprint every day this week, just to help you guys to start up with VIM. So this is the first sprint that we're gonna have. So we will have about 5 sessions. I'll briefly explain what VIM is and why we need it. And there are 3 components of using VIM. One is motion, and another is commands, and the other minor thing is configurations. But I'm sure that you guys are fairly interested in splitting the screen and using the terminal inside of VIM and stuff like this. They will come in. They will most likely come in at the end of the VIM sprint on Friday. So each VIM sprint will be followed by practicals. So you will need any terminal that has a VIM in it. If you're using Mac, you already have your VIM ready. And if you're using Windows, you will need connection to ErisOne server or piano server through No Machine or SSH, where there's a VIM. So know that. Yes, the struggles with using Linux. I understand the struggles that you get from seeing this dark terminal with no icons, that you see nothing, you have to give commands. But the stronger struggle is actually coming from when you are trying to edit a text within terminal. So in Windows, you have Notepad. In Mac, you can just open it with Word or something. But in Linux, you have to open it with VI or any or similar text editing softwares. So that's a pain because it has different keys and different modes, and it's just painful to edit a script. I am still struggling, but I'm trying. So I think I can help you to begin making use of VIM a little more comfortably. To briefly point out what VIM is, so it's a text editor. It is improved version of VI, which was published in 1976, and the improved version was released in 1991. So it's been around for 3 decades. It's been there quite a long time. There must be a reason why people are still using this. It is free and open source, and it is pre-installed in most Linux versions. So advantage of using VIM is, I'm sure most of you already tried typing VI in terminal. It is very light and fast. As soon as you type it and enter, it just comes up right, straight. So it's very light and fast. Since it's pre-installed in most Linux versions, say you are collaborating with a team in, say, China or in Korea, they have VIM in their servers. So if you know how to use VIM, you can just connect it and then you straight work. And you don't need graphics with it. So say gedit or Sublime or Notepad, everything you need, stuff like this need graphics with it, so it doesn't work through SSH. So I know some of you have been struggling trying to open gedit when you are connected to SSH. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work, so it's a pain. But with VI, there's no graphics required, so it works just fine. And the the best advantage of using VIM is being able to edit the script much faster. This will come away. I'll explain why we can do this. But before going to that, there's a huge disadvantage of using VIM. It takes fairly long time to learn. I'm still learning. There are so many things to learn. But if you start learning, as we pointed out, on the first use is just painful. First use of VIM is very painful, but if you give some effort to it, in 3 days, it becomes less stressful actually. So in 3 days, it gets much better. And in a week, it becomes as fast as using just normal editors like gedit or Notepad or any other just simple text editors. You become as fast as using them. In 2 weeks, you become a little bit faster than using gedit because you can move around much quickly. And if you keep giving effort to it for a month, I'm sure that it will save time eventually. So that's our target. I hope you can take about this much a little bit faster than using gedit. So yeah, so 3 components. There are Vim motions, Vim commands, and Vim configurations. Today, I'm gonna just focus on the Vim motions, and there's a start to it because it is the most important part of the Vim learning process. So just point out again, Vim is a text editor, so it's not a not writer. It is for editing the script. If you think about editing a script, when you are editing, you are editing rather than typing. So you don't actually type all the time. You move around the document. You come here, edit there, come there, edit there, go back and find a word, and stuff like this. So it is more like a moving rather than typing. So that's what Vim's focus is. It focuses your keys on your moves rather than typing. So that's why when you try to type something in Vim, you never type something. So that's why. So your keys are for moving the script and moving your cursor rather than typing. So remember that. And that mode is called normal mode, or you can call it motion mode, normal mode, or move mode, whatever. But that's the core thing in the Vim's target, moving your cursor faster. So in Vim, tip is, this is take-home tip. Just keep pressing ESC. Keep pressing ESC keeps you in the normal mode, that motion mode. So just remember, it is an editor, not writer. So should be in the normal mode most of the time. Your fingers, left fingers must be pressing ESC so many times whenever you're in Vim. Just keep pressing that. Keep pressing ESC. It's gonna make your life in Vim easier. Just remember this. This is first take a message. Just keep pressing ESC. You can press ESC more than once. Just keep pressing it. And I know what you do when you do VI. You just straight go into insert mode by pressing I. I think that's what you learn in PNL. That's fine, but whenever you write something in insert mode, you remember to come back out to the motion mode. So when you press I and write something, just be out of it by pressing ESC or ESC, okay? So write something, come back out. Write something, come back out. That's the Vim's motion. Vim is editor, not a writer. So it should be in the edit mode, should be in the motion mode all the time, okay? So the basic keys, let's go into basic motion keys. If you look at the movie here, my right hand is moving quite a lot in order to press the arrow buttons. And that's what most of people do, right? When you're trying to search the word that you're trying to edit, you press motion keys so much. So your hands are moving constantly, right? It's not much, it's only that bit, but if you sum up how many times you move your hands in a day, that's quite a lot. So, but if you look at here, on the movie below, you can move around with J, K, H, and L button instead of the arrows. This is what makes Vim very difficult because pressing J, K, H, L is quite new to you. But see here, your hands is on the JK position all the time. That's gonna make you much, much faster. So you might think, oh, I can just move my hands like this, it's only that much, but this actually makes difference. So please do try this, at least for today. And it will be painful, but it will help you to save time later. Trust me, it will save time. It minimizes motion and it keeps you in natural position as well. So less pain on your wrist and it's much faster. Yeah. So remind you, JKHL rather than arrows. Don't use arrow keys. That's the second point. Okay, and you can put a number in front of your motion keys. Say if you press 3 and then J, it is equivalent of pressing down arrows 3 times. You can press 2K, then it's 2 up, 3H, then it's 3 left buttons, and 2L, 2 right buttons. Okay, you can put numbers in front of the keys, motion keys. There are other basic motion keys. So if you do caret, then it takes your cursor to the first letter of the line. If you $, end of line. If you do GG, it takes you to the top of the line, top of the document. If you do capital G, it goes to the end. You can do Control D for down, Control U for up, Control down for down, Control U for up. It takes you half page down, half page up. Also, you can move on the single line by a word. So if you want to go to forward a word, press W, then the cursor will take you from V to B by pressing W. If you press W one more time, it will take you to the H. The next word, first letter. If you press B, it will take your cursor to the previous word's first letter, H here. If you press B one more time, it will take you to the B. And again, it will take you to the capital V. You can try this in practicals. Okay, this is the key that I really like. If you are in a line, you see a word and you want to move there, normally press arrow button until you get there. But you can do this. If you want to go to that P from here, you can press forward P, FP. Then it takes your cursor from here to the first P that you see, which is here. So if you press, if you want to find M from here to on your forward direction, you put F and then M, forward M, and you find M here. Your cursor will be here. There's times when you want to go back, then use your capital F. So if your cursor is here, capital F, O, then you will find first O on that side, and your cursor will be here. And again, if you want to G backwards, then capital F and then G. Same, capital and capital B. Maybe like that. T is a very similar function. It's not forward, it's till something. So if you press T till P, then it will take you to the one previous word before P. It's a little bit confusing, but it comes into use sometimes, just to remember that. It's a very similar pattern to F, you see, okay? So you don't need to memorize anything. You will go through practicals, you will go through your scripting yourself, and just remember there are keys that make your keystrokes shorter than just arrows. Just keep thinking that there are ways, okay? And there are keys that can take you at the top of the screen, capital H, and L for the lowest line of the screen. So high and low, you can remember like that. And if you're on the Boston word, if you press star sign, it will take you to the next Boston. Press one more time, it will take you to the one after, okay? You can go the opposite way by going back. You can press sharp sign to go back to the previous Boston. Press one more time, you go to the previous Boston, okay? That was the first session, just quick first session. You don't have to remember much, but do try, please. So practicals now. If you have access to ErisOne or P&O server, I've put text file there, and you can copy them into your home directory, and then you can open it VI. If you do not have terminal access, if you do not have server access, just open a terminal in your Mac or Linux, and then just type this, or just open any text file and then write anything. I'll give you 1 minute here, so you can see. Any questions? You can type it or you can put up your mic. Okay, I'm in the RGS 10. This is where I work most of the times. I'll copy the file that I prepared, data, PNL, KHO, practice.txt. I'm going to copy that into practice.txt into my home directory. Then I'm going to open it with vi space home directory / practice.txt. If you haven't got the text file there, you can just open it vi practice.txt. Then you will see an empty file, but just write anything there. I will open the copied practice.txt file. Yeah. It will open something like this. It's a text file, random text file that I downloaded. And there are keys that we have to practice today, which are, yep, it would be best if you can follow them now. So if you want to follow, wait, then I have to stop screen, right? So how does it work? Can you follow my instructions as well as opening VI in your computers? I don't know how that works.
We can still see the instructions if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you can leave the full screen option and like minimize it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
It'll open, so that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. So please do to open your own VI so you can follow this. Yeah, today we're gonna try HJKL. That's the most important keys and most uncomfortable keys to learn in the beginning. Pressing L takes you to the right is equivalent to the right arrow, and H is left, and J down, K up. Just practice a little and get used to this. Normally, in our environment, we are looking at a script, Bash or Python script. You don't go much left or right. Most of the times you go down or up. So your main keys will be J or K. So just keep pressing J and K just to get the feeling of it. J and K just down and up, down and up. And in most of the keyboard on the J key, there is a little protrusion that you have. There's, I don't know how to show you. The J keys, there's a little key that doesn't show up there. Anyways, the J key must feel different, okay? That's where your index finger must be. And just keep pressing J and K. That is the first or second habit that you have to have, as along with ESC, okay? That's what you have to do. Let's try caret now. Caret takes you to the first letter. So go again and caret, first letter, first letter. If I try here, caret, first letter. Should I try, let's try dollar sign. Dollar sign takes you to the end of the line. Dollar sign takes you to the end of the line. Caret, dollar sign, caret, dollar sign, okay? And let's try double G, GG. GG takes you to the top of the script, beginning of the script. And capital G will take you to the end. Okay, so double G, capital G. Okay, if you do capital H, it will take you to the top of the line that you see here. And if you press L, it will take to the bottom of the screen that you see, L, HL, HL. Okay, and Control D for down, Control U for up, Control U, up a half page, down for half a page, up, down, okay? Try GG, capital G, Control U. So now it is a keys that make you move much faster. And it's just basics, and more will be coming next. next sprint. But those are keys that I use quite often. Okay. If you go to this line that you are looking, if you are looking at the same text file, let's try F key. If you press F and then A, it will take you to the first A that you see in the forward direction. Forward A. Okay. I'm going to try again. I'm going to click on the caret button to go to the first letter of the line, and then I'm going to press F and then A to find the first A. Or here, F and T, you will find the first T from the position of my cursor in the forward direction. Okay, you can try capital F and then A to find the A letter in the backward direction. You can do, you can try more. You can try T as well. T, TS, 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 T, FS, FT, FH, stuff like this. Try it. And there's a W forward motion, B for backwards. Now you can try, go into adventures and type star button. Oh, it doesn't have any other adventure word there. Let's go to on and click on star button. It will take you to the next on. If you press sharp on the on, it will take you to the previous on. Try other keys that you want to try that we went through today. Just try to remember them. Don't memorize them. Just try to remember the comfortable keys that on your hands. JK is quite comfortable. Control U going up is pretty easy. Control down going down is okay. Okay, try a little more. That's the end of today's sprint, and here there are more resources. I'm gonna send you the PDF file so you can have look up more resources if you want to. And yeah, try practicals a little more, and let me know if you have questions. I'll finish recording now.
Thank you, Kevin. That was great.
No worries.